Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at one of the coolest Pokemon generally, full stop. The Hisuian Zoroark is in my opinion one of the best designs in Pokemon. Honestly, it looks so cool. And you're going to have here also the only normal and ghost type Pokemon, which is also such a cool type. It's such a unique type. It has such a cool vibe with it. But also, this type is really good defensively and also kind of offensively. I'm kind of sad that this Pokemon didn't get access to the charge move of Swift. We're going to have here access to Foul Play, I think Sludge Bomb and Flamethrower, like the non-Hisuian version. The Unovan version has kind of the similar moveset. We have Foul Play, we have Shadow Ball, which is of course now a stab move, which is cool. And as fast move we have Snarl and Shadow Claw. I wish they would have been a bit more creative and didn't give it like kind of the exact same moveset that the Unovan version has as well, but it's kind of the same. And would have given like a move like Swift. Swift is something that this Pokemon learns even by a level up, I think. And would have just been a cool step move that just gives you a bit more than Foul Play does, as Dark type damage and Ghost type damage do kind of similar in terms of the typings that you hit with it. But anyway, we're going to have a cool team here. I wanted to kind of use either a Ghost or a normal type to take advantage of the Zoroark's typing. And so Zoroark is going to be our safe swap for this team. And we're going to have Golurk, which is going to take advantage of the Zoroark kind of confusing opponents trying to bait out Pokemon that maybe are good against Ghost types. And with that, being able to punish opponents with it. And we saw already in the first battle how much damage that Shadow Ball did from the Hisuian Zoroark. And this is something that you're gonna see here today quite often, that moves that shouldn't really be the strongest are doing ridiculous amounts of damage. This Pokemon, Hisuian Zoroark, has an insane attack stat, like one of the strongest attack stats in the game. And we see here already why, as we have the Shadow Ball coming through, doing nearly half of the health of a Manabus. Like, Manabus was only up against the Hisuian Zoroark, which only does do resisted damage against it. And we got up below half the HP from the opponent there with one Shadow Ball. You can nearly two-shot Manabus with a resisted hit, which showcases on how ridiculous the Shadow Ball damage is. We're going to see a lot of more examples in this video today as well towards that. And I had a lot of fun. Like, there is, by the way, this team here I encountered I think 2 or 3 times with this team. It's just kind of hardwall, Credilli, Feraligatr, and Manabus. It's this whole team, don't get me wrong. It's just very difficult for this team to deal with. And so yeah, here's that we're going to forfeit. Next up, we're going to have Marowak in the lead. That is going to be absolutely fantastic. And the cool thing here about Zoroark as well is that with the typing being so safe, only having one weakness, which is going to be the Dark type Pokemon, it is kind of a very nice feeling to have, because you don't really have to care too much about what this Pokemon goes up against. It's still, of course, going to take a lot of damage from anything else because the bulk is missing, but the typing itself is so cool that you don't really have to worry too much about type disadvantages there. Also, why we're going to have Golurk here, for example, is that we have coverage with Dynamic Punch for other Dark-type Pokemon. This is going to be kind of cool here. And here, I want to stop out a little bit earlier. I was a bit laggy today because also the rain in the background that kind of impacted at least my gameplay. But again, actually currently the state of the game is kind of grand. I still haven't really done a lot of battles recently because I'm busy with the university work. But it's going to end as well on Thursday, so I'm going to have a little bit more time to dedicate to YouTube as well, which I am really excited for. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that one. Here we're going to be able to fully farm them down, still get to another move. They have a Dedenne in the back as far as I remember. And with that, we're going to be able to do a ton of damage, showcase the Zoroark, but they decide to forfeit already before we can hit them with any kind of hit there. As you see, an amazing lead for us. So we're going to see here the Dragon type Pokemon there in the Dragonair, and we're going to have the Wigglytuff coming in. And what we kind of want to do here is we want to go for a charge move here, try to get them low, try them to go for a charge move against us, which is going to be of course the Swift. And now we can swap out into our Golurk and try to farm them down, because now we're going to get a ton of energy. We don't have to care about doing charge move damage, as like the fast move, the charge move here, Shadow Punch would of course be double resisted, but you also load up on energy, which now allows us to get to 2 Shadow Punches before the opponent's Dragonair can go for any of the Shadow Punches. Any of the charge moves, I want to say, any of the awkward tails it would go for. And so we're going to be in a very solid spot. And now Morpeko against us. Oh no, Morpeko is good against both of our types. It's a Dark type against Zoroark. Look at the fast move pressure that we have here. You can't tell me that this is not ridiculous. The fast move pressure for Shadow Claw against a resisted hit is doing so much, like it would be super effective. It is ridiculous on how much damage we do here. And with that, I'm just not worried about anything in this matchup, because what I can do is I can go for the full farm down and just win the battle with fast moves alone. And yeah, this is going to be the ultimate glass cannon. Well, let's see our next opponent. We're going to have Cordeli against us in the lead. That is, again, pretty bad. I wonder if it's the same team again. Could be the case, as said before. There must be like a YouTuber team. Most likely it's going to be some team that you saw on YouTube as well there. It's definitely a very solid team though. Like, I definitely understand why people are running it. It makes a lot of sense. It is a very solid team. Feraligatr is apparently, generally speaking, very much underrated in the current meta anyway. And as you see again, yep, they go into Mandibus. This time around we had -1 attack, so this is not going to do as much damage. But we have a grass type against our water type Pokemon, we have the Mandibus against us here, and then we have a water type with Shadow Claw against our ghost and ground type Pokemon. So yeah, you just have no chance of winning those battles. There is literally zero possibility there for you to win this. We can still go into our Zermal trying to farm them down, but they even have the opportunity now to swap out of here because they know that they still have a good play with a Feraligatr against us as well. And yeah, Feraligatr comes in. My only hope here was that I maybe can farm them down eventually with our Golurk, but they overfarm by a ton, which makes sense. Everything is going to be resisted here anyway. They know we're energy dry, like why would they not farm us kind of down there? And with that, they have so much energy that Golurk doesn't really have any play at all here. We will see that I try my best to fully farm them down, but yeah, they're going to be able to knock me out in time, and that's going to be a good game. Even if we would have farmed them down, there was no way of coming back there. The Mandibus still had a charge move start, so like nothing I could have done. Anyway, next opponent, Drapion in lead. This is going to be a bit more of a neutral matchup. The opponent has that super effective fast move pressure, but they have one issue. The charge moves are all resisted. And so we have just neutral damage across the board here. It depends on really what they want to play it out. Like in the 0 shields, and I think in the 1 shields we are going to be able... No, actually, not in the 1 shields, we're not going to be able to win this. In the 0 shields, we're going to be able to win this. No, actually, in the 1 shield scenario for both sides, we're going to be able to win this as well, which you're going to go for. But you have to invest a shield here. In the 2 shield scenario, I think the opponent guarantees wins this matchup because the fast move pressure is just adding up too much. But we're going to be able to get the KO. In comes the Azumarill from the opponent. And you know what? I have the Zoroark. And I'm going to go for perfect fast move timing because I think I can outspeed them to another Shadow Ball afterwards if I go for that. And I can definitely at this point. And we see the Shadow Ball coming through. Look at this. What the hell? Like, it's nearly one-shotting in a Zoroark. In comes the Talonflame, and this is with the, yeah, bulk that we are just not having here, a bit of an issue, because what we have to do is we have to go into Golurk and we have to try to catch a move onto the Azumarill. So I go for one fast move, try to wait, try to catch, it doesn't work out. Well played by the opponent. That's going to be a good game. I needed them to go for even a Brave Bird straight away, and I could have went for a Shadow Punch in time against the opponent and would have knocked them out there. But like this, there's nothing I can do here. Well played, well timed from the opponent. I tried my best there, but it was just not there. Okay, the Shadow Driftbloom in the lead. We always going to outspeed them here. They need 6 fast moves in order to go for their Shadow Ball. For the first one, at least for the second one's 5. And so we're always going to be able to get the shield advantage. They go into the Gastrodon, and this means I can either get the KO here, or I'm going to get a 2 shield advantage against the opponent. We're going to get the 2 shields. I would have loved to see the Shadow Ball hit there, but yeah, the Gastrodon rather goes for a farm down. Better play for them. But I'm actually going to kind of sacrifice my Azumarill here. Why do I do this? Because I think this is the wisest choice, as we are going to be able to now let this move go. This is going to be the Body Slam, and we now have the option to go for the farm down with Golurk. I have to get to 1 Shadow Punch, but as you see here, the opponent has a ton of energy on their Driftbloom, but we were able to go for a shield, and with that we have the CMP tie coming up next. The opponent actually went for another fast move anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but we are going to be able to get the KO against them, and now we are going to be in a solid spot. We have a 1 shield Venge Golurk, but we had -1 attack, and so Cloudsire is exactly what I would like to see here in the back. But still, that doesn't mean that this is going to be the best matchup here for us. So let's see on how this is going to go. We're going to be able to, yeah, use a shield here. That's alright. We're going to try our best to go for a Shadow Punch against the opponent. This works out quite well for us as well. And as we will see here, this is going to be the Gaston coming in. We can go for the full farm down, and we will be able to win this battle. Next up, we're going to see here the Dunsparce in the lead. Not too great for my backline. Actually, for Golurk, it's alright. But yeah, we will see here that the opponent is going to go for that Drill Run. That's all okay for me. And we are going to be able to just go ahead and go for our own charge move. Player off coming through. 2 player rush looks like going to be enough to knock them out. And so what we can do here is we can just let the move go and try to play out the 0 shit scenario. I will be able to still survive this hit as well. And maybe I actually I don't know, I should be able to just go for the Ice Beam at this point with all the fast move pressure that we had there. And that is going to be actually kind of alright for me, as this is going to get the shield, and we would be close to another Ice Beam there as well. The opponent decides to go for a charge move first though, and we can go for the full Founder with the Golurk. This gives us 3 fast moves energy advantage, and again, we have at least coverage with this Pokemon with Dynamic Punch against Dark-type Pokemon, so I'm not too worried for those either. And in comes the Talonflame, which is totally alright for me. We will be able to go ahead and just go for the charge move, swap out into the Zoroark, and we see already the fast move pressure is adding up on them. We can use a shield here, of course, and we would be able to fully farm them down, but the swap out into the Wigglytuff, that is not the greatest. We're gonna go for the Shadow Ball. Fairly certain it's going to do more damage with the stab and the general extra damage on top of it compared to the foul play, but it doesn't really matter anyway, as I decided to use a shield. Now it's down to the Dynamic Punch to win us this battle, but sadly, they barely survive. If we would have been able to knock them out, I think we would have been alright. But yeah, good game to the opponents. As we can move on now to the next opponent here, we're going to see the Scissor. We'll have to kind of stop out here as well. We just don't really have the greatest answer to Scissor on this team. That's definitely for sure here. But let's see on how things gonna go here. We're still going to have our Golurk. We try our best to go for the full farm now, but I'm fairly certain they can go for 2 Night Slashes in time, which is absolutely not ideal. But let's see on how things going to go here. We're going to be able to go for a shield again. Let's see what they have in the bag. Can we still deal with it? We're going to see here that's going to be the, I think, the Azumarill on the back. I make a bit of a mistake. I should stop out after one more fast move to catch a move, but it doesn't matter. They have Credilli in the back. We just kind of got walled there, which is totally okay. Next opponent, Azumarill comes in. We're going to have actually a very solid matchup because we're going to have the energy lead by 1 fast move, which is kind of alright for us. And so what we can do is we can just stay in, play this out, see what the opponent wants to go for. But also, I was thinking here that I have actually a very solid matchup against the opponent's lead with my other 2 Pokemon other than Zoroark. And so I could just use Zoroark here to gain energy and then have actually still a good matchup against the opponent there. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to let the move go, and then I'm going to swap out into my Zoroark to see on if this is going to work out a bit better for me. They don't even go for anything. They're crazy. We're going to go for the foul play against the opponent's Primeape. They would take a lot of damage, even though it's a non-stab resisted hit. But as you see, the opponent decides to go for the Rage Fist. I can let the move go, as it's going to be a resisted hit. Same goes for the fast move from the opponent. Yes, we are normal type, but still, it's such a cool thing for me. Like, the typing is so good against this opponent there. We're going to be able to get the KO here, and with that, we can just, kind of move on. We have the goal against the Ninetales, and we're going to be able to win this battle. Final battle. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like here. Helps me out a ton, helps the algorithm on YouTube, of course. Would be really, really great. So, feel free to do that if you enjoyed the video. If you are also enjoying, of course, the new Hisuian Zoroark. Honestly, I love this Pokemon. I think it's a cool Pokemon. I'm mostly only gonna take a look again at this Pokemon maybe for the next cup coming up. Could be something I maybe want to take a look at. It's an ultimate glass cannon. Like, this Pokemon has basically just attack, but has a very cool defensive typing. And I wish that they would give it Swift, which just would help it out a little bit more, getting a bit of a cheaper move there. But this would be maybe something for a buff for the future. It also would have, by the way, a signature move as far as I know, which they didn't give it yet, which would be kind of cool for later on as well. Maybe like a Zoroark Community Day. I think the other one has a signature move as well. So we maybe have like both of them available, which would be kind of cool. They're always kind of high, like basically be there, like your body. That would be a really cool Community Day to come up in the future. But yeah, this is going to be it for this video so far. We're going to have here Fortress going for Phantom. I thought it was a Phantom, but still, like, we don't really have the bulk on our Pokemon here. Let's see if we're going to be able to win this final battle here as well. We're going to be able to go for the full farm down. Like, I had a lot of fun with this team here for sure. Diggersby comes in, and yeah, they are gonna decide to go ahead and go. They still have the Dusknoir on the back, the Shadow version, and so we're gonna have to kind of be a bit careful here because I want to try to snipe us here. Fire Punch is coming through. We're gonna stop out. It's going to be the Dusknoir, but they sell it, so I have the 1 extra fast move, which means we have to go for an extra fast move to go for our harder hitting move. But this is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you then. Bye bye.